Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back. How very good of you to join once more to Frostpunk at the last autumn. Yeah, the last autumn indeed. It's over, right? Autumn is over, we are officially approaching winter. It is already snowing a bit for now though, right? The ocean is still usable, and the next temperature drop though will then finally introduce negative temperatures, and with that, yeah, frost in all its glory that is. Now we have a lot of things to prepare, so let's hurry up here real quick. First of all, we are at the edge of our motivation here. One more tick down and we actually do lose the 30%. In this case here, it's a daily loss, so the daily loss will be happening tomorrow again, so by then we definitely will lose it. I would like to counter this immediately by doing another emergency measure, and that is the overseers. And the overseers will visit workplaces to motivate employees and enforce compliance of proper procedures. And with this one here, we can actually raise the motivation of workplaces at the cost of contentness. So we will raise discontent with that a bit, right? But I think it's going to be fine. And what we're doing here with is we're going to use these for increasing the efficiency. First of all, for my fishing harbor here, because I want to improve its effectiveness as long as it's still working, right? So that's number one. We have the promise here to get 2 of them going, by the way. And the second one, of course, would make sense to have, yeah, probably here by my construction site, so that we can also improve the effectiveness of this together with probably here my workshops. We could also, now wood and steel doesn't really make sense, right? And I think to me it really makes sense to have it at the construction site itself, so we can oversee it. It also makes sense from an, yeah, from a story perspective, that is. Now let's build them. Also, my foragers have arrived at the workers camp, right? So site 120, and the workers tell us about site 120, where they toiled in inhuman conditions under their slave-driven boss until they had enough and ran away one night. They beg us not to betray them if we visit their site. They've starved and about half of them are sick. They won't survive alone in the wilderness. And we can leave them behind. We can lead them to our camp and we would gain 50 workers. That sounds good at first, but don't forget, my food supplies are limited and the ocean will freeze soon. We can also tell them to stay put, and we could return them later this. So I can click on this and we can keep them there for now and head over to the collapsed mine to find more about site 120. My intention is to take them in, but I would still like to stockpile more food as long as we have the max going here. So for this, we'll also need more, yeah, resource depots, obviously. So let's go ahead and build me a whopping amount of resource depots right here at the cost of wood and steel. So we can afford this, and we need more. We need more for coal, we need more for food. If we want to survive everyone, or, well, rescue everyone as well, and still make it out alive here. Also, of course, the generator. We have the supportive frames going right now at a 24-hour shift. In 17 hours, we finish this step here. And we are 1 day ahead of schedule right now, so that's all nice and dandy, right? It's a second support frame. After this we can start working the core, and in this case here, let's just keep them running for now. We have medium fuel, but it will rise today. That then means, of course, goodbye workplace safety, and we're not working in unsafe conditions ever. So this is something we need to keep in mind here. Now about my wood, we can actually slow it down there a bit. Let's do this and assign a few more people then here once again to the supportive frame. Also, we want to continue with the researching, very important, and that is the heating. As it's getting colder now, we want to start with some proper heating. Of course, the braziers are my way to go, and the braziers themselves are useless. They are super bad. If we just have tech 1 here, we would lose and run out of coal. So I need to really research the whole brazier techs quickly, right, if I want to make them really efficient and usable for us. So that's going to be a lot of work here that needs to be done. I don't have that many engineers anymore. We don't need that medical post here, by the way. So I'm going to assign 1 here to this overseas station now, and the other one to this one that hasn't been built yet. All right, and the other 3 we can actually assign to the workshop here, also helping out with the research, because the clock is ticking right now. Food. We really need more resource depots here. I'm totally stuffed with food right now, and this is not good, because this actually means we lose food right now. Not entirely, since we have raw food storage still left, so it's fine. Sitting at a comfortable, yeah, 150 food per day right now. It's not ideal. Alright, overseas station, this one here, so let's actually get this done. And we might also work on some additional structural profiles and steam exchangers. One day. Let's actually keep it going for now. This is all fine here. There is an option here, overseas inspection, so we can raise the motivation by 20% at the risk of a strike in 24 hours. Not ideal. I'm really just doing this for the promise to get the motivation up, right? That's all. Resource depots, food rations, food rations, food rations, and food rations, and then we're going with coal and coal and coal. We want to stockpile that to oblivion. Right now we're making close to 1,000 coal per day in surplus. Once the 50 workers come in, we can really push this further. That would be my intention. Second overseer station, let's activate it. And with this one the motivation rises. Yeah, it's tight. A bit it was. We also get another service, so hopefully we have the 30% for another day again. Braziers has been researched. We can go ahead right away with the radio extension, so we can increase the range of it by 50% of a brazier at the cost of doubling its coal usage. This is actually pretty good. Let's just check it out, because the radius right now is crap, and my goal is then to build, of course, as little as possible here at the cost of this. However, we need the efficient burners also for this to work, right? 30% less coal consumption, and here we have the same thing again. So I need to finish that as well if I want to use the braziers there. Alright, resource depot. Let's keep this empty for now until I know what we actually need more again. Also, my cookhouse is employing engineers right now. Yeah, they might be good cooks. And they're still making us the hearty meal. If I go for 24 hours, I think we're getting more food in, right? Not entirely. We are actually capped by the raw food in this case here, so it doesn't matter for now. We're not handicapped there as it is. Alright, 5 o'clock in the morning. We've reached the collapsed mine. Nothing here, but there's site 120. The generator construction site that collapsed. Let's just find out what this holds, what secrets this hold. Alright, 5 o'clock. And day 29 is upon us. As you can see, we're losing the 30% now. Let's try the sermon there. Very good. And with the sermon, just with the sermon, we're above the 30% again. And also only thanks to the promise of the motivation there. That's it, right? Tomorrow, we most likely will lose all motivation. And on this day, we've also finished the second supportive frame. And we can now start with the core. We're 2 days ahead of schedule, so we can actually take it a bit easy. The heart of the generator. Here, the power of superheated steam will be divided into 100 streams and harnessed to run the pumps. Light the city, heat its homes, and animate its factories. 25 steel composites. We have this to place this core into the center. And there it is. The beginning of everything. It's just so amazing, I think, the tech behind this. They thought about it really hard. And in this case here, we have the core construction open now. We can then go ahead and supercharge it right away. Let's actually assign some people that supercharge it and immediately go get rid of it again. Sir, a small fire broke out in the unfinished core. We managed to put it out before it spread, but this is bound to happen again. And build the fire dampsters, because with 5 steel composites we can do this and further reduce any kind of risk that we have out of this. We are 3 days ahead of schedule now thanks to that boost here, and we can use another boost in 5 days again already. In the meantime, I'm going to use those workers here to work in the steam exchangers again, the superstructural profiles. Yeah, why not? Let's also get a few done here. Around 10, right? Then we have the steam exchangers. Just be careful here. Yeah, let's also go ahead with 6 around that. And then we go ahead with the foundry, another 13 here that work on the steel composites that we are going to need. Let's make 7 for now and consume steel and coal that we have still plenty of. Perfect. The next research we also should be going along right now. Efficient burners it is. And we'll drop in 2 days. Alright, so far this is working now. We're still stockpiling some steel. Food rations are fine. Oh yeah, coal is really fine. And we're still working with that 30% motivation. How can we keep it another day? Every day counts really for this. I'm thinking about going with the care house next, right? Because this gives me a motivation boost. It'll also unlock us the prosthesis shipment, so we can actually get amputees back to work again. This I should have probably done a bit earlier already. This is not nice. This is not nice. Bodies. How do we deal with that? Bodies. We haven't lost anyone yet, so in this case here, I'm not going with it. It also just lowers motivation, right? Then we have the overseers that goes to the security outpost, and these ones here will supervise workplaces, raising their efficiency and lowering discontent. Yeah, probably going ahead with this. Also, internal promotion. We can promote workers to engineers. This one itself is really useless, I think, because we don't need more engineers, but we get that motivation boost that we could use there as well. Once again, we're a bit bound by the law. Alright, we have reached 120, Site 120. Site 120 has been destroyed by a violent rebellion. Unburied bodies lie everywhere. We found no survivors. Peeking into the generator pit, we saw even more bodies scattered at the bottom. Judging from the clothes, most of the victims were engineers. All buildings are in ruin, gutted by fire or wrecked on purpose. We'll gather whatever supplies we can find and leave this terrible place behind. And yeah, this was a worker rebellion, a tragic end. So they rebelled, they destroyed the generator and killed all the engineers on site, the workers. It's the workers that most likely sit here at the worker camp. They fled over here, right? And we would need to save them or not. We can decide on that. Honestly, I don't know. We have 30% motivation still. Perfect. It actually went up there a bit. We don't theoretically need them, honestly, right? We can make all of this here work without those 50 workers. I'm tempted, honestly. We can get the prosthesis going with the 14 amputees. We can get 14 more workers out again. That is probably my goal. Let's lower the wood production there a bit to push more coal. Another 24-hour shift. And thank you for investigating Site 120. We were sorry to hear of their fate. We reiterated that if you happen to find any supervisors, apprise us of any new information they might provide. According to reports from all over the globe, the cooling shows no sign of slowing down. With the other generator project scrapped, your site now is Liverpool's last hope, if the evacuation becomes necessary. Go back to Site 120 workers camp and decide their fate. Now, honestly, I'm inclined to leave them behind. They killed the engineers and destroyed the generator. They only thought about themselves and did not care about the fate of the people of Liverpool, for example. So I'm hesitant, honestly. I think the right choice here would be to leave them behind. The efficient way would be actually to take them home and use the workforce for construction. So yeah, let's leave them behind. I've decided we can go over here to the Snowy Hills still. But these workers, they totally deserve their fate. And I'm going to leave them behind. We're still going to get the food in here. And I'm still going for the Snowy Hills up there. And I think then we've cleared the map for now. And we can get the foragers back home, which is workforce again that we can use, right? It's the 15 workers that are on the forager team. So once again, that's something that might come in handy. Alright, we're still constructing. It's safe right now. And I think also we can build the next ventilation plant, which I should be doing. Let's go ahead and finish that road around the generator. And research-wise, yeah, the burners are still going for another 2 hours. And as you can see, we got 160% efficiency right now. Also thanks to the overseer station, 15% increase. This is super nice, obviously, because with that we can boost it a bit more food. Because the source of food will soon be running out, right? Right, ventilation plant, let's actually shut this one down for now. And this one here works 24 hours for now, yeah. Actually, let's get some 2 more workers over here to the coal. Would like to use this a bit more efficiently. We are going to lose the 30% today. There's no way around that. Efficient burners, let's go with advanced burners. That's another 33% consumption reduction for the burners. Super nice that is. 16 hours for the law. 2 days ahead of schedule is fine. We still need the safety procedures, of course. I still could also go for the 8-hour shift only. And I think today we should be working on it a bit. Right, also here we have finished that. Perfect. That and... let's keep this one. Now, let's work on this. There it is. lost the 30%. Can't change that. Snowy Hills. Searching the area, we found some resources scattered around. The fugitives must left all inessential supplies behind to lighten their load. There is no telling what happened to them, but considering the remoteness of this land and the harsh climate, they're likely to die of starvation and exposure before finding help. That's lots of wood and lots of steel. And with that, we have finished everything here, and let's move those forages back home. Yeah, there's no more sites here now, right? How many more delivers do we have here? Alright, I cannot see how much time is left on this one. Oh, wait a second. Good fishing spot depleted. That was this area. Alright. Alright, yep. We need to now go for this area there. The herd of reindeers. This is now working for us still. One more site we have. One more source of food. Alright, here, this is not looking good. Oh, we are in 3 fumes. Yes, I need to activate the ventilation plant and I need to activate the protective structures. Now we're safe. Ooh, close one. By the way, I still have that mission here. Let's move to the worker camp after all. I need to decide their fate. I need to actively leave them behind for this mission to finish. And I'm doing this. These seem like very radical people. Killed their own folk and destroyed the generator. Advanced burners it is. Very good. This tag was super important for us. We still have the improved blowers, so we can get another 2 level of temperature up there. Let's also go for this. I think we might actually need a bit more steel. It comes to that. Alright, today we're pushing. Even though we have high fumes, it's not ideal. Can I go for longer hours? No. Only until 8 o'clock, unfortunately. But we are ahead of schedule there pretty nicely, so that's fine. And yeah, let's stop booking now. The same with this. Same with this. Another law. And yeah, let's go for the care house. With that, we get the 30% motivation back. And those 30% I would like to use now on the foundry again. Oh, not all of them. Make 15. Because I would like to get more steel composites, but we're out of that soon. And I also would like to produce the steam exchangers, finish that up. Yeah, with the protective structures, we actually need to have this. And 1 ventilation plant, 24 hours should do the trick. There you go. And with that also still looking really nice there on the coal. Alright, alright, alright. That's in. We need to build a care house, obviously. And yep, let's have it just behind the chapel. It's also the last day where we still had the chance of some warmth. At 0 degrees still. Set up the camp at the reindeers. Very good. That's more food coming in. Tomorrow we'll face the frost. And there's no back from this, right? No coming back. Alright, advanced burners. Heaters. Let's go for them. Oh, and we need way more steel. So let's have this work at 24-hour shifts again. Yep. And I'm going to actually take now some of the coal workers there back again to the steel. And I might also reduce the amount of people here for more steel. I want to really push this hard. Also, we don't need that many people here. Alright, 30% efficiency we have. Yeah, that's okay, that's okay. They can work there at the coal again. Perfect. We arrive now at the worker camp again. There it is. And leave them be. And with that, we have decided their fate. There's no going back from this, right? So this is now unavailable for us. They're most likely going to die. Alright, finishing steel composites will lead to 15 that we have done. And also steam exchangers. I would like to have at least 20 available, so we're going to work that. Site 120. Although your search for survivors was unsuccessful, we appreciate the effort. We probably will never know what happened, although we strongly suspect some sort of syndicalist conspiracy. According to reports from all over the globe, the cooling shows no sign of slowing down. With the other generator projected scrapped, your site is now Liverpool's last hope. A sad story, indeed. Four structural profiles. I could go from... steam cores, we don't need that right now. Care house promise fulfilled. With that, oh, look at that, 30% intensifies. This is now where the amputees will live for a while. Alright. Yeah, and the next temperature drop is then also coming soon again. So we're looking at negative 20 now soon. Alright, heaters. And we're probably going with the improved heaters right away. Still, we need more steel. Yeah. This time, 5 more people over there. Why is this, by the way? No, it's fine. There, we lost the motivation. I can still get it. And yeah. The frost is here. Henry Howard, I'm sorry to disappoint you there. It's getting way colder than this. And negative 10 it is. The foragers are back with lots of resources. And let's disband this camp right away. That's 15 workers that we can make good use of. They're going to work the steel right away. Wood is not super important. They're also going to work more on the coal. And fume is way too high right now. We're still a day ahead of schedule, so this will be fine. Also, how's the heating looking? We're still comfortable in the tents. Let's get the evening service done. With that, we're reaching the 30% motivation again. Making a good surplus there on food right now, and for coal, it's not that much better actually. It's 1,300 surplus right now per day. But it's only now starting to work full speed there. And here, steel composites. Yep, let's get us a few more, 5 more. Structural profiles, that's a nice wood dump that we have. So let's actually just dump around 20 into this and have one doing the job. And then we have the 3 here as well. About the ventilation plants. Yeah, for now we are just going to keep it running. And the boost is also coming in again soon. Yep, the supercharge we can also do. So this is going to help us out in addition to everything else. Okay, we still have the hearty meal as well. This is important for the boost. Book of Law, a very important one finally, the prosthesis shipments. And amputees will be finally able to work again. What's the other one? Medical repatriation. Oh, we can actually send them back to London, freeing space and no longer consuming food. This is interesting though. Do we have people in the care house? I mean, we have 14 amputees. Yeah. We could send them back home and get fresh workers back in. Either way, it doesn't really matter, right? Honestly, it doesn't matter. They've worked hard for us. Let's go with the good law here and give them a way of continuing to work. Because if we send them back to London, we know we're going to doom them. So 14 amputees it is. And 14 prostheses. We can still afford another steam core. Yeah, let's make 2 more steam cores on top of that. So far so good. Day 31 upon us. The frost is upon us. From now on, it's going to get crazy. Stay tuned.